That's what I like to do.
Okay. Yeah, and then we'll just get going. So, muting, and then let's come to our mats. So, just find a comfortable seat. And I always like to move around a little bit before finding stillness. So whatever calls to you, maybe you want to stretch your arms up, kind of stretch from side to side. Maybe you want to roll your head around. So any little wiggles that you want to get out, any little exploration of your body this morning, and then when you're ready, settle in, find stillness. So eventually just sitting up nice and tall, lengthen through your spine, lengthen through the back of your neck, draw up through the crown of your head, and then close your eyes. Let your face soften, let your shoulders soften, and then just be intentional with where you place your hands. So if you want, you can just rest your hands on your lap. Maybe you want to bring your hands to heart center, so whatever resonates for you. Take a moment to just kind of slow down. So going inward, noticing physical sensations that are there. And then noticing just energetically what's going on inside. So the way I like to think of energetically tuning in is if you couldn't move your body, if you couldn't look down and see your body, how would you know it is still there? So can you start to feel the energy within it? When you do this, you get out of your mind and you become more present. So as you notice energy within you, maybe notice, are there any emotions present? Anything I brought with me to class? And if so, where do I feel it? So just bringing in that extra observation, that extra attention. And then start to notice your breath, the rise and fall, the expansion and contraction. Next time you inhale, fill up as big as you possibly can. So take the deepest breath you've taken all morning, hold at the top. And exhale, big open mouth sigh, let it go. Do that 2 more times. So inhale, fill up. Hold in fullness. And exhale, big sigh, release. Last one. So biggest inhale you've taken all morning, maybe even all week long. Hold. Just any stress, anxiety, any heaviness, any stuckness that you're holding inside of you, imagine you can just breathe it out. So great big huge exhale. Breathe it out, let it go. Seal your lips gently now and start to cultivate Ujjayi breath. So in and out through your nose, gentle constriction in the back of your throat. Start to create that whisper noise, that oceanic sound with your breath. So the way I like to describe it, the inhale is like you're taking a great big, huge, deep gasp. So you really feel it, you hear it as it moves through your throat. Comes all the way down from your diaphragm, so it's really big and spacious. And then as you exhale, it's like you're fogging up a window, but with your lips sealed over the breath. So essentially, we're fogging up a window on the inside of our body. We're starting to build our own internal heat, our own internal fire. And then when you feel ready to add some movement, so no rush, you can stay here in your seat for as long as you'd like, just connecting with your breath. But when you feel ready to add the movement, we'll transition onto our hands and our knees. So keep breathing, big, slow, steady Ujjayi breaths. Come forward to your hands and your knees when you're ready. And just start to explore your own intuitive movement. So if you take my classes a lot, you know this is how I've been starting almost every class, because I feel like it is the perfect way to just kind of take an inventory of our bodies, of what's going on inside. So you can start with cat-cows, you can move into hip circles, anything that feels good to you. It might feel nice to lift one leg up, maybe circle your knee around. Might feel good to stretch one leg back, tuck your toes under, kind of rock forward and back, stretching into your calf, working the flexibility of your ankle. So lots of different places you can go. If you want to just sit back into a child's pose, that is absolutely perfect as well. And then all the while, your breath is there. Those big, expansive, spacious inhales, long, strong exhales, all the way to empty. So I'm going to say, give yourself about 3 to 5 more rounds. And then eventually find your way back to downward facing dog. So just in your own time and even in your own way, we will meet back in downward facing dog. No rush. All right, my friends, and then once you're back in your down dog, give yourself some time to explore it. So for me this morning, I'm going to walk my feet out to the width of my mat and kind of transfer my weight on the diagonal. So as I press into my right hand, I'm pressing back into my left heel and shifting my weight, shifting my hips over to the left. So weight in my right hand, pressing back into my left heel, shifting my hips to the left. And I'm keeping my spine nice and long, not letting my back round. So I'll do this for a couple of breaths on this side, and then I'll switch sides. So whatever calls to you, maybe you want to just shake your head, yes or no. Maybe you want to pedal out your heels. Maybe you want to take your hands out to the width of your mat and just see how that feels. Give your shoulders a little more space. So there are a bazillion ways you can explore your down dog. I like to think of doing a little dance on my mat from the position of my down dog. So even allow yourself to let go of some alignment and just feel what feels good in your body, what feels tight, what feels stiff. So again, just taking an inventory. All right, sweatshirt is coming off. My sports bra is like almost skin colored, so don't worry. I have a sports bra on. I'm not topless. I can't put this up as X-rated content on my YouTube, sadly. Just kidding. All right, so give yourself a couple more rounds in your down dog. Feel whatever there is to feel. Notice whatever there is to notice. Big, deep breaths. Let's take just one more inhale. And then next time you exhale, gaze to the top of your mat, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. We're going to take a moment in our forward fold. So feet hips width distance apart, maybe a little bit wider, all 10 toes face directly forward. And then your choice, either ragdoll, grab opposite elbows, maybe bring your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers at the base of your skull. Whatever calls to you. You could interlace your fingers behind your back. You could keep your hands on the ground, maybe a little bob or swing or sway. So notice, where is your weight? Try not to rock back into your heels. So weight is more in your toes and the balls of your feet. Your heels stay pretty light on the ground. You can have a little or even a big bend in your knees. And then even with that big bend in your knees, imagine you're trying to lift your butt up towards the sky. So you're working your inner thighs back, wide, and apart. Your sit bones broaden and your low back lengthens. So little adjustments in your forward fold make the hugest difference on the actual stretch your body is getting, on what you're actually working into. So really pay attention rather than tuning out, tune in. Take 1 or 2 more breaths. Breathe into your back body, upper back, mid back, low back, and even imagine you could send your breath down the backs of your legs. Next time you inhale, let's find our halfway lift. So I like to bring my fingertips to the fronts of my shins. You can choose what works best for you. Get your spine nice and long. Exhale, let it go, refold. Do that just one more time. Inhale, halfway lift. So top of your head reaches forward, tops of your thighs press back, sit bones broaden. Exhale, fold. And then let's reverse swan dive all the way to stand. So lead with your heart to rise. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Maybe take your gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart center. You're welcome to bring your big toes to touch if that's how you prefer to stand. Inhale, high mountain. And exhale, slow dive down. So lead with your heart, hinge at your hips. You can reach your butt back behind you. Keep your weight forward in your feet. Then let it go. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bow, fold in. Draw belly button in and up, crown of your head towards the ground. Root through your feet. Reverse swan dive to stand. So come through your halfway lift. Continue to rise. Inhale, stretch it out. Reach up. Exhale, hands to heart. Once more. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, ride your breath down nice and easy. So no hurry in our yoga practice this morning. Take your time. Feel halfway lift. Breathe in. How much length can you create? Exhale, fold, bow in. Root through your feet. Take it all the way back up. Inhale, stretch tall. Exhale, hands to heart. All right, inhale, arms to the sky. And then exhale, swan dive down, but stop halfway. So reach your arms out to the sides and stop at your halfway lift position. So bend your knees a little bit or maybe even a lot. I want your spine parallel to the ground, your palms facing down, and then imagine you're trying to press the backs of your hands up as you press your chest down. Again, bend your knees a lot if it's helpful. So I want you to think more of the length in your spine. Get all the rounding out of your back. See if you can feel your back muscles squeezing around your spine. So feel that support of your back muscles. Take one more big inhale. See if you can lengthen more. Maybe straighten your legs by broadening your sit bones, pressing the tops of your thighs back. And let it go. Exhale. Ha. Regular halfway lift, spinal extension. Breathe in. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Step back to plank position. All right, from your plank pose, take a great big inhale. And then as you exhale, just lift your hips up and press them back, down dog. Inhale, come forward to your high plank. See if you can come way, way forward on your tippy toes. And then exhale from your belly button, from your center, take it back, down dog. This time we're adding a push-up. Inhale, forward, high plank. Exhale, halfway down, strong through your arms and your belly. Inhale, press back up. Think slow motion. Exhale, down dog, stretch it out. One more time. Inhale, forward, Palakasana. Exhale, halfway down, Chaturanga, hold. Inhale, press up. And exhale, down dog, take it back. This time, inhale all the way forward, high plank position, and exhale all the way to your belly, slowly. Spider-Man Cobra, my favorite. So hands out wide, so they're framing your mat. Lift to your fingertips, elbows face the sky, lift your chest up. So I'm gonna let you go wherever you wanna go here, so you can twist from side to side a couple of times. You can take scorpion with each leg one at a time. So if you're looking at me, this is what that would look like. Most of you have probably done this with me before. If not, maybe play around with it. So just giving yourself a moment in your Spider-Man Cobra, either holding or exploring. And then please don't feel rushed at all. So take as much time as you'd like. This is one of my favorite poses at the beginning of class especially. So when you're ready, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Transition with awareness. And then this time in down dog, invitation to turn it into a turbo dog. So you don't have to unless you want to. It'll be a little more intense. Bend your elbows a ton and then squeeze your elbows in towards each other, in towards midline. So now my forearms are hovering just an inch or so above the ground. It's almost like a dolphin pose, but forearms are still lifted away from the earth. See if you can squeeze your elbows even closer, bend your elbows even more, and then lift your hips higher. Imagine there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button. It's pulling up and it's tugging back. Take one more great big inhalation. Exhale, gaze forward, step, tiptoe, or hop, top of your mat, forward fold. Once you've arrived, spinal extension, breathe in. Exhale, fold, bow in. Root through your feet, all the way to stand. Take it up. Inhale, arms to the sky, stretch. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, arms reach up. Add a little baby back bend this time. So cactus your arms, lift and open through your heart. Keep your low abdominals strong. Inhale, re-extend your arms, reach, realign your spine. Exhale, swan dive halfway down and pause. Stay here in that spinal extension position, arms out to the side, big inhalation. Think of breathing in every direction. Maybe straighten your legs by pressing the tops of your thighs back. Exhale, fold all the way down, let it go. Inhale, regular halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. One more time, inhale in plank pose. Exhale, take it back to down dog. Going straight into our little push-ups. Inhale forward, exhale halfway down. Slow motion, inhale, press up. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, come forward again, high plank. Exhale, halfway down, strong arms, strong belly. Inhale, press up. Exhale, press back down dog. Last one, inhale forward, and this time, exhale takes you all the way down. All right, so we're gonna pause on our belly. Bring your heels, both of your heels towards your butt. Flex your feet. And then arms by your sides. Exhale in your breath. Inhale, lift your upper body and reach back like you want to touch your heels with your fingertips. Don't grab hold of your ankles, even if you can. So I want you to hold yourself here in this position. See if you can use the strength in your back body to lift your chest higher, and then draw your heels even closer to your butt cheeks. Hold, hold, hold. Breathe. Hug in with your inner thighs. Keep length in the back of your neck. Take one more inhale. Lift up. Exhale, let it go. Ha. Let's bring our hands to frame our mid-ribs. Press up to tabletop, hands and knees. All right, so wrists under shoulders. Spread your fingers wide. Knees under hips. Push the ground away with your hands so you feel strength in your arms and strength in your shoulders. Draw your belly button in and up so you feel connected to your center. Now, take your right arm forward and your left leg back, spinal balance. So right hand is like you're going to shake somebody's hand. Your palm faces in, your thumb faces up. Press back with your left foot like you're stomping it onto an invisible wall. So think of a strong, straight, powerful line from your fingers all the way back to your heel. Take one more inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. So curl in, round your spine, hollow out your belly. Inhale, re-extend, get nice and long. Exhale again, slow motion, elbow to knee. Inhale, re-extend. Imagine you're moving through wet cement. You're pushing through wet cement. Exhale, last one, elbow to knee. See if you can even round through your mid-back. Draw your belly button in and up. Inhale, re-extend. And then exhale, reach your right arm back. Bend your left knee, heel towards your butt. And then lift your heart, gaze forward. This can be where you stay. If it's available, grab hold of the top of your foot or your ankle. Kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, Hug in with your inner thighs. Try not to dump into your right hip. And then lift and open through your heart, through your front body. Breathe into your belly. Feel your back muscles squeezing around your spine, supporting your spine. Take 2 more breaths. Your fullest expression. End of your next exhale, slowly release, re-extend, breathe in. So spinal balance, lengthen. Exhale, lower down. All right. Bring your forearms to the ground, setting up for a dolphin pose. So take a moment, grab opposite elbows if that's helpful to you. We're going to move into regular dolphin first. You can stay there, or I'm going to give you an option today. So it might be kind of confusing. Try to listen as best you can, and if you need to look at me at any time to see what I'm doing, look at me. So set yourself up for regular dolphin, forearms parallel, palms face down, fingers spread wide. Relax your neck, and then lift your hips up. So regular dolphin posers, this is where you stay. Breathe here. Try not to let your elbows drift apart. Keep pressing down with the belly of your forearms. Keep lifting from your center. That invisible rope pulls up on your belly button. If you are coming with me, walk your feet out to the width of your yoga mat. See if you can walk your toes in a little bit closer. Lift your hips even higher. Now keep your right forearm exactly where it's at. Take your left hand back to grab your left ankle. So left hand to left ankle. Keep pressing down through your right forearm. You can stay here, or here's where it gets crazy. See if you can lift your right leg to the sky. Wherever you've chosen to be, you've got 3 more deep breaths. Don't collapse into your shoulders. Keep pressing the ground away with your forearms. Keep lifting. Use the strength in your center. Draw up from your belly button. Breathe slow and steady. Soften around the posture. Soften your face, your jaw. Let's take just 1 more great big breath. If your right leg is lifted, make it more powerful, more strong. End of your exhale. Maybe you exhale out your mouth. And then bring your right foot to the ground. Bring your knees to the ground. Let's sit back, child's pose, embryo pose, or seated meditation, kneeling position, hero's pose. So take just a moment, reconnect with your breath. Reconnect with your body energetically, physically, emotionally. Go in, just notice what's there. Give yourself about 3 more restorative breaths. So if you can hear me, I'm kind of trying to slow my breath down again. So slow it down, smooth it out, make it spacious, strong, steady. And then eventually we will meet back in downward facing dog. So in your next couple of breaths, find your way there. Okie dokie, my friends. From your down dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. Pause here for a moment. Hips square, inner thighs face each other. Press up with your right foot. Press down through both of your hands. Lift from your center. Let's take 1 more big inhale. See if you can lengthen even more. Lift your left sit bone even higher. Exhale, right knee, left elbow, or as close as you can come. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Take it back up. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. So aim high on your arm if you want. You can add a little push-up. Bend your elbows. Don't let your butt drop down. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to your nose. So scoop out your belly like you're stepping over something. Right foot to the top of your mat. Rise up to crescent lunge. So you can take a moment to settle in. Find stability through your legs. So root down through your feet powerfully and energetically. Think of pulling front heel back, back toes forward. Let's take a great big inhale to reach up. Exhale, cactus your arms, bend your back knee, turbo lunge. So your back knee is now hovering above the ground. Imagine you're trying to drag your back thigh forward. You can stay here or option to add a back bend. So squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades, lift and open through your heart. So think of chest up towards your chin and then take your throat back. Wherever you're at, give it one more great big deep breath. Inhale, come back to crescent and straighten your front leg out. So squeeze through your inner thighs, get taller through your spine. Take a moment here, really lengthening. And then next time you exhale, bend your front knee again. Bring your hands to your front thigh. Start to bring more weight into your front foot, so kind of lean forward. And then as you're ready, back foot floats off the ground for warrior three or a warrior three variation. So hips square, left leg extends back, hands press into your front thigh, and then crown of your head reaches forward. Stay right here, or see if you can extend your right arm forward. So now right arm is going forward, left leg is going back. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee. So round your spine, curl in. Inhale, re-extend. You're balancing on your right foot. Exhale, elbow to knee. Get small, hollow out. Inhale, lengthen. Last time, elbow to knee, like you're moving through wet cement, pushing through wet cement. Inhale, re-extend. Now listen, exhale, set your left foot on the ground, reach your arms to the sky, so high mountain pose. All right, here's the fun part. Right foot roots down, left heel towards your left butt cheek. So bend your left knee, bring your left heel towards your left butt cheek. Reach your right hand back, grab the inner edge of your left foot, and then bring your knees back together. So it's like your knees are kissing. Stay here if you want, this is your pose. Otherwise, hinge at your hips, kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot, twisted dancer. Squeeze through your inner thighs, lift through your heart, tone through your belly. Take about 2 more rounds, your fullest expression. This is such a hard pose, so if you're struggling, be nice to yourself, be compassionate. I'm struggling. Next time you inhale, we're gonna come back to our high mountain, so slowly with control, both feet on the ground, both arms to the sky. Let's take a big, huge inhale here, lengthen. Exhale all the way down, slow dive. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank. Inhale at the top of your push-up. Exhale to lower down. Inhale, lift your heart, back bend of your choice. And then exhale, tabletop. Just for a moment, we're going to take screaming toe pose. So tuck your toes under, curl your toes under, and then walk your hands back towards your knees, sit your hips back on your heels. If this does not work for you, for whatever reason, I know some of you have some foot stuff going on, so if you need to just take regular hero's pose, that's fine. If you can, this is really, really good to stretch our plantar fascia, the bottoms of our feet, the soles of our feet. So just sit your hips on your heels, lengthen your spine, maybe bring hands to heart. Close your eyes. We're going to be here for about 4 or 5 breaths. So as that heat starts to build in the soles of your feet, just breathe into it, just soften around it. Unclench your jaw. Loosen up through your forehead. Take 2 more big breaths. Exhale out your mouth if you want. Ha. Come back to hands and knees. Untuck your toes. Give them a little tap against the ground. The tops of your feet, a little tap against the ground. And then as you're ready, just set yourself up in your strong, sturdy tabletop position. So knees, hips width distance apart, wrists underneath your shoulders, spread your fingers wide, push into the ground with your hands. Draw your belly button in and up, gaze down so the back of your neck is long. Take your left arm forward and your right leg back, spinal balance. So think of a long, strong, straight line rather than a smiley face shape from the top of your head back to your toes. You just want that long, strong, straight, and powerful line. Take one more big inhale, pull yourself apart. Exhale, elbow to knee, slowly with control. So curl in, round through your spine, hollow out your belly. Inhale, re-extend, lengthen out. And then exhale, same thing, elbow to knee, curl in. See if you can even round through your mid-back, your mid-spine. Inhale, re-extend. And then last one, elbow to knee with control, with intention. Inhale, lengthen. Now this time, exhale, left hand reaches back, right knee bends. So right heel towards your right butt cheek. Lift your heart up, lift your gaze up. Stay here if this is enough. Otherwise, grab hold of the top of your foot or your ankle. Kick foot into hand, pull hand back into foot. So you might notice how this is just like our twisted dancer, the one we just did, balancing at the top of our mat, but we're on our hand and our knee. So feel what this feels like when you're on your hand and your knee, and then see if you can channel that when we do our pose at the top of our mat on this side. So just feel into it, the strength in your back body. Hug in with your inner thighs. Kick with your foot, spread your toes. Take just one more round, your fullest expression. And then very end of your exhale, slowly release. Inhale, re-extend, spinal balance, lengthen. Exhale, lower down. Bring your forearms to the ground, setting up for another dolphin. So same thing, you can stick with regular dolphin or explore in your own way, or you can come with me. The pose that we're doing is called Dolphin Flash Prep. It's from Forest Yoga. So take a moment to set up your forearms, palms face down, and really try to press into your thumbs, index fingers, and inner wrists. So usually your inner wrists kind of want to roll up. Try to keep pressing down. Hug in with your elbows, tuck your toes, lift your hips, dolphin. See if you can walk your toes in closer, lift your hips higher, don't let your elbows drift apart. Stay here if you want to. Otherwise, here's your option. Come with me. Bring your feet out to the width of your mat. So feet come out really, really wide. And if you can, walk your toes in a little bit closer. Keep your hips lifted and your spine long. Now, right hand this time reaches back to grab your right ankle. Right hand to right ankle. Keep pressing down with your left forearm. Maybe take your left leg to the sky. Good job, my friends. So wherever you're at, about 3 more breaths. Your head should not be touching the ground. If it is, you've lost engagement through your shoulders. So really press down through your forearms. If your left forearm is the only forearm on the ground, then really press down even more. See if you can lift your left leg higher, make your left leg straighter, stronger, more powerful. One more inhale. If you want, exhale out your mouth. Bring your left foot down, bring your knees down, and child's pose, embryo pose, or puppy pose. So take a moment to rest. If you want a seated meditation, hero's pose, that's an option as well. So catch your breath, slow it down, smooth it out, come back, reconnect. This is personally my favorite way to practice just these slower movements, these longer holds. I think it really allows us to get deeper into our bodies, to notice things we never noticed before, to engage muscles we've never maybe engaged before, to find connections to our center, to our shoulders, to our hips. So just bringing in more awareness by staying longer than we want to. Maybe doing poses or practicing poses that are hard, challenging. Letting yourself fall out and then come back in again, noticing what do I need to adjust so that I feel more stable, so that I'm being more efficient in my body. Take your last couple rounds, last couple grounding or restorative breaths, and then transition back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg to the sky. So hips square, inner thighs face each other. Really push your hands forward and down as you press your left foot back and up. Lift from your center. Lift your right butt cheek even higher. Take one more inhale. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Little twist. Inhale, three-legged dog. Take it back up. Exhale, left knee, left armpit. Maybe you even add a little push-up. Bend your elbows, don't let your butt sink down. Inhale, three-legged dog. And then exhale, knee to your nose. Scoop out your belly like you're stepping over something. Left foot forward, lunge. Rise to your crescent lunge as you're ready. So take your time, find your alignment. Maybe bring hands to hips, make sure they're square. Tone your low belly. Lift your heart, reach through your fingers. Breathe. One more inhale. And then exhale, turbo lunge. Bend your elbows, bend your back knee. And imagine you want to pull your back thigh forward. So feel that power in your back leg. Perfect place to stay, or option to add the back bend. Squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. Curl open. Keep your low abdominals strong. Keep your legs strong. Make sure you can breathe. Take one more round wherever you're at. Inhale back to crescent. Reach up. Straighten your front leg. So give your front leg a little stretch. Squeeze your inner thighs. Grow even taller through your spine and your side bodies. One more inhale. And then exhale. Bend your front knee. Bring your hands to your front thigh. So preparing for our balance. Root into your left foot. Lean forward and slowly float your back foot off the ground. Warrior 3 variation. So hips square. The stronger and more powerful you make your back leg and your back foot, the easier this pose will become. So it is hard in a completely different way when you're engaging the right muscles. You're not fighting through it, you're actually getting what you want to get out of it, but it's still hard and challenging. So stay where you're at, be here, breathe here, or take your left arm forward. So spinal balance, same thing, left arm forward, right leg back, big inhale. Exhale, elbow to knee, curl in. Inhale, re-extend, lengthen out. Strong, straight line. Exhale, elbow to knee. If you have to fall in and out to get through this, that's fine. Meet yourself where you're at. Inhale, lengthen. Last one, you guys. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, lengthen. Now listen, exhale, everybody set your right foot down next to left. Rise up, high mountain. So standing at the top of your mat. Reach up, stretch, take a moment here. And then you're going to stay balanced on your left foot. Bring your right heel to your right butt cheek. Bend your right knee. Take your left hand back. Grab the inner edge of your right foot. Hug in with your inner thighs. Imagine you're trying to get your knees to kiss one another. You can stay here if you want to. Otherwise, hinge at your hips. Kick foot into hand. Pull a hand back into foot. And then lift, a little lift in your heart. So just like when we were on our hands and our knees in our half bow, now we're balancing on one foot. No big deal. Take 2 more rounds, your fullest expression. Squeeze your inner thighs, lift your heart. If you're falling in and out, that's where you're at today. Perfect. This pose is so hard. We're going to come back to our high mountain. So slowly with control, feet to the ground, arms to the sky. Find your alignment here. Weight in both of your feet. Pelvis neutral, low abdominals tone, big inhale, stretch taller. Exhale, take it all the way down, dive. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, plant your hands, move through a vinyasa. So step your feet back, take your vinyasa however you'd like. And again, option to find screaming toe pose. If that did not work for you, hero's pose is fine. So if you're coming with me, screaming toe pose, knees are hips width distance apart, toes are tucked under, hips to your heels, lift your heart, lengthen your spine. Hands to prayer, or if you want, you can take reverse prayer, reverse namaste, so hands behind your back in prayer, just to mix it up. If you want to interlace your fingers behind your back, that would be an option as well. We've got about 4 more breaths. Don't let your heels drift out to the sides. Hug them in. Keep breathing slow and steady. Exhale out your mouth anytime. And then we'll transition back to hands and knees. Untuck your toes, tops of your feet, tap, tap, tap against the ground. And then take it back to downward facing dog. So as you move into your down dog, notice this greater awareness of your feet, of your toes. More feeling there, more awareness there. Next, inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, peel your right hip open. So bend your right knee, squeeze your outer right butt cheek. Perfect place to stay. Option to flip your dog if it will serve you. So maybe right foot comes down behind you, right arm lifts and reaches forward. So lift your heart up, press your hips up, feel the support of your back muscles squeezing around your spine. One more breath. End of your exhale, come back. Everybody meet in a 3-legged dog, right leg to the sky. Breathe in here, and then exhale. We've got pigeon pose, right shin, top of your mat. Set your body down gently. So right knee, a little bit wider than your right hip. Pull right hip back, left hip forward. So first, you want to find the strength and the structure of the pose. Plug the femur bones into the sockets so we can work into our muscles rather than just sinking into our joints. As you're ready, bow forward, humble pigeon. Breathe. If there's a different variation of pigeon that you would rather take, choice is always yours. Big, huge breaths all the way down into your low belly, your low back, your hips, your pelvis. You can close your eyes and maybe visualize your breath with your mind's eye. See it flow through you. I like to visualize bright white or bright gold stardust just making its way through all the little spaces, flowing down into my hip, creating more space there, softening the muscles there. So whatever resonates, whatever makes sense for you, whatever helps you, go there. And you can just explore different options. Try your best just to stay present. So wherever it is that you go with your awareness, whether it's into sensation, visualization, your breath, just stay here. So letting past and future for now just fall away. Be with your breath, be with your body, be in your body, in this moment. What's going on inside? Just allow it. Let's take about 4 or 5 more rounds. Exhale out your mouth anytime you'd like. All right, and then slowly as you're ready, let's find our way back to downward facing dog. So you can get there however you want to. I'm going to lift my upper body, plant my hands, spread my fingers nice and wide, and then tuck my back toes, take my right leg all the way back and up. Give it a nice little shake out. You can take whatever movement you want to, eventually finding your way back to your regular down dog. You can even take a vinyasa if you'd like to just kind of reset. And then once you're back in down dog, just walk it out, pedal it out, move around a little bit, explore a little bit. Notice the difference between your right leg and your left leg. Next time you inhale, left leg to the sky. Open up your left hip, so bend your left knee, squeeze your outer left butt cheek, reach your left knee out to the left, and then up. So you're literally peeling your left hip open, stack it on top of right. Keep your toes flexed and active. This is a wonderful place to stay. You can get a great stretch, a great hip opener here. Option to flip it over if you want to. Left foot comes down behind you. Left arm lifts and reaches forward. Press your heart forward. Press your hips up. Breathe down into your belly. Fullest expression. One more round. And end of your exhale. Let's bring it back. Three-legged down dog. Everybody extend your left leg super high. Inhale. Exhale, nice and easy, pigeon pose. So left shin forward, set your body down. You want your left knee wider than your left hip. Pull left hip back, right hip forward, inner thighs hug in. So it's like you're trying to get your hips straight across from each other. Then once you've found the structure, built the structure of the posture, bow forward, humble pigeon. And even as you bow forward, keep your front toes active. So try to spread through your left toes. Energetically pull your left hip back. So like you're trying to drag your left hip towards the back of your mat. And then to go deeper from there, you can scoot your back knee back a little bit further. Big, deep breaths. Soften through your face, your jaw, your shoulders, your hands, your fingers. We'll be here for about 5 more rounds, slow and steady. Anytime you want, take that big open mouth sigh, just a cleansing, a rinsing, a releasing, a surrender. All right, I'm going to take my last couple of rounds. Exhale out my mouth. And then when you feel pretty much even on both sides, start transitioning up and eventually back, perhaps to your three-legged dog first. Any movement that you want to take, shake out your left leg, and then one final downward facing dog. If you would like to move through one final vinyasa, might feel really nice just at the end of the practice. So please feel free. And then once you're back in your final down dog, just really stretch into it, breathe into it. See if you can get a little bit deeper into it, whatever that means for you, looks like for you, feels like for you, than you did at the very beginning of class. So just a little more length, a little more space than when we first started this practice. Let's take one last breath in our down dog. And then end of your exhale, just gently bring your knees to the ground and find your way into a seat with your legs extending forward. So we're gonna take a seated forward fold before we go down onto our backs. Feet should be about hips width distance apart. Toes face directly up. Take your hands to your inner thighs. So take your hands to the tops of your thighs. Take your inner thighs and spiral them down. So you're moving your inner thighs down and moving your butt out to the side so your sit bones can be on the ground. Flex your toes. Press down through the backs of your heels so much that you get a little bend in your knees. So you can see I have a little bend in my knees. I can thread my hands underneath my knees. I'm pressing my heels down so hard that my knees bend. So if I don't press my heels down, I just do this. Just relax. I'm pressing down and I get that in a little bit of lift here. So I'm going to start with this lift in my knees, this bend in my knees, and sit up really tall. Reach your arms to the sky, inhale. And then as you exhale, hinge at your hips and imagine you're trying to push your butt towards the back of your mat as you reach your heart forward, like you're trying to reach your heart past your knees. When you've gone as far as you can with that length in your spine, hands can come down to grab wherever they can reach. Feet, ankles, shins. And then once you're kind of settled into your pose, here's what I want you to think about. Try to press your butt back or push your butt back towards the back edge of your mat. And as you do that, try to press the backs of your thighs to the ground. So you're getting that bend out of your knees now not by hyperextending your knees or just dumping into your joints, but by engaging through the fronts of your thighs, through your quads. So press the tops of your thighs down, press your inner thighs down, and then press the backs of your thighs down into your mat. Reach your butt back. Lengthen your low spine, reach your heart forward. You can let your neck relax. Take about 3 more breaths. Every time you exhale, draw your belly button back and fold a little further, dive a little deeper. So actively working this pose with each breath. Good job, my friends. Take one last round. Biggest breath you've taken all practice. Long as you exhale, see if you can fold just a tiny bit further from the inside. And then as slow as possible, roll up one vertebra at a time. So head lifts up very, very last. Once your head lifts, we'll take it down onto our back. So nice and easy. Find your way down. And then once you're on your back, full body stretch, lengthen. So arms overhead, legs forward. Pull yourself apart, reach, reach, reach. Imagine your stretch Armstrong. Someone's pulling on your wrist, pulling on your ankles. Take one more inhale. Exhale, draw just your right knee up towards your belly. Reach your right arm out to the right, scoot your hips over to the right, roll over onto your left side. Gaze up or over your right shoulder. Take big, deep Buddha belly breaths. So you can start to let the ground just hold more and more of your weight. And then end of your next exhale, roll back onto your spine. Keep your left leg extended. Adjust your hips if you need to so they're straight down from your shoulders. Hug your right knee all the way up towards your right armpit. Give it a great big squeeze, in and up. And then half happy baby with your right leg. So sole of your right foot to the sky, grab hold of your right foot, pull down with the strength in your arm, like you're trying to get your right knee to the ground outside your right ribs. And then with your right leg, resist. So press up through your heel and even slightly forward. Imagine you've got a heavy sandbag on top of your left thigh. Flex through your right toes. Take one more round. End of your exhale, release your right leg. Take it out next to your left for a moment. You can either give your legs a little shake out. You can take a full body stretch. Anything that calls to you. If you're taking a full body stretch, one more great big inhale, reach super long, and then everybody exhale, draw your left knee towards your belly. Reach your left arm out to the left, scoot your hips over to the left a little bit, and then roll, maneuver yourself onto the outside of your right hip. Gaze up or over your left shoulder. You want to have your left shoulder as your anchor point. So if your left shoulder lifts off the ground, that's fine, but just intend on keeping your left shoulder rooted. So try to keep your chest square towards the sky. Imagine you've got a heavy sandbag on the top of your left shoulder. So if it lifts up, no big deal, but just try to create that action. Breathe down into your belly. More big Buddha belly breaths. It's so funny because really you want to be doing those big Buddha belly breaths the whole entire time, your whole entire practice. But for some reason, when I say that visualization of a Buddha belly, all of a sudden I see people in class start to breathe into their belly. So whatever helps you, just try to get your breath all the way down into your belly. Take really full, expansive inhales, and then exhales that take you all the way to the very, very bottom, to emptiness, to stillness. And your exhale is where the change happens. Take a couple more rounds. And then roll back onto your spine, back to center. Adjust your hips if necessary so they're straight down from your shoulders. Left knee up towards your left armpit. Grab hold of the front of your left shin and squeeze in and up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Now your heavy sandbag is on top of your right thigh. Half happy baby. Sole of your left foot to the sky. Flex your left toes, pull down with your arm, press up through your heels. So find that resistance and it'll create more sensitivity in the muscle. It'll also stabilize as you are stretching. So few breaths in your half happy baby. And then if you want to, turn it into a full happy baby. If you take full happy baby, you can rock a little bit, explore a little bit. And then from here, you guys, if there are any more poses, stretches, movements, anything else any other movements you want to take, anything else you want to do to complete your practice for you, then please take a moment to do so. And as you settle into your final relaxation, so eventually find your way into your corpse pose or any other position that allows you to relax, I have a reading for you, and it's by my favy, Jeff Foster. It's called Universal Love. It's a little bit longer, so just as I'm reading it, just take your journey to Shavasana. Before I am born, before I am 5 years old, 49 years old, 84 years old, before I die, before I am a student, before I am a teacher, before I am an artist, a shopkeeper, a doctor, a monk, a priest, a farmer, a scientist, a salesman, a spiritual seeker, before I am a Christian or a Buddhist, before I am good or bad, right or wrong, before I am success or failure, before I am enlightened or unenlightened, before I am a man or a woman, before I am this body or that body or anybody, before I am this or that, before I am something, before I am anything, I am. This wide open space, unlimited, incomprehensible, in which every thought, sensation, feeling arises and subsides like waves in the ocean, ever present and unchanging. I am. Life itself, this mystery, creation, destruction, like a cloud burst in the vastness. I am born. Absolute is relative. Time, space, expansion, contraction. I breathe in and out. I am 5 years old, 49 years old, 84 years old. I grow and learn. I am a student, teacher, artist, dancer, shopkeeper, doctor, mystic, monk, farmer, scientist, adventurer, thief. I am a man. I am a woman. I am gay, straight, black, white, rich, poor, loved, unloved. I am every mother, every father, every son, every daughter. I am every slave in ancient Rome. I am every child on the streets of Calcutta. I am every dying sun, the birth of every star. I cannot ever be something without being nothing at all. I cannot be nothing without being all there is. This is crucifixion and resurrection. This is love beyond understanding. This is the heartbeat of the cosmos. And I am. So for these last few moments, just be that vastness, be that wide open space, be everything and nothing at the same time. And I am. So I'm going to leave you here. If you have 30 seconds to spend in Shavasana, spend it. If you have 15 minutes to spend in Shavasana, spend it. Allow yourself to just simply be. So let your breath be effortless. Let your body relax. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So you can seal your practice for yourself when you're ready. Just close your practice for yourself. I love you guys. Have the best rest of your day. Namaste.